Here we are, Saint and Sinner.
Yeah, so welcome. This is where it all happens.
Thanks, Peter. Thanks, Linda.
Yeah, great to have you here.
So tell us, what is the story? Why are we here?
Literally came about because I really don't like eating or consuming sugar, and trying to find a drink that tasted good, that was low in sugar, was really challenging. And yeah, there's some good ones on the market, but I just felt that there was a gap. And I used to make my own kombucha, and then I'd do a second ferment, and I'd add alcohol to it, and thought, let's go and create our own alcoholic kombucha.
Mixing at home and you're
Yeah,
like, we've got to start here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how long are we in? When was the first Saint and Sinner product?
Just gone over 12 months.
Yeah, nice.
So we started September 1 last year, and literally we've just slowly let it organically grow from there.
Now, Peter, I feel like there's a bigger story, but what led you to feel confident to jump in here?
Gut health's our background, so we specialise in another business that makes gut health supplements for animals. During COVID, we thought, well, let's take this to another level, and so we worked with our team to come up with some flavours that worked, and literally this is where we sit today now, so it's been great.
So it was way too delicious for animals. You're like, we need to get this into humans ASAP. Talk to us about some of the challenges that you guys have already faced, because I'm sure there's a few.
For me, one of the challenges I think we're facing is that there's this reputation that kombucha doesn't taste great.
Yeah.
There are some kombuchas that don't taste great. Yeah. I know that. Ours is not one of those. So I think our challenge is trying to change that attitude.
What's the next 12 months, 3 years?
From a domestic perspective, it's around distribution. We're in a society from the alcohol that's controlled by some big players, and so it's the case of for us being able to, as a small niche within the alcohol game, to be able to break into those big players and look at that distribution from there. We've been really well supported at an independent level, so for us it's now being able to break into that next level, and then at the same time, domestically, looking at the export opportunities that we can, look to go from there.
The other challenge we've got is marketing, and marketing keeps changing, but we've used these 12 months to get lots of social proof. We've got testimonials. We know we've got a great tasting product. Now we've got to tell the world about it.
This is the best part, in my perspective. It's the product tasting.
We're a bit nervous.
Tell us about the Saint and Sinner. What do we got here?
So we've got 3 flavours. So pine lime coconut, passion fruit and watermelon. Everyone has their favourite. So I wouldn't say that we have one flavour that outsells the other. They're all, across the board, very well received. So how sweet did you find that?
It's similar to what Nexba's proposition, I think, is from a flavour. It's fruit-led. This doesn't, for those of you at home, this does not taste like a bad tasting kombucha. This tastes like the delicious flavour that's on the bottle. So, Peter, Linda, we've heard about the story of Saint and Sinner. We've now tasted the product. Let's go address some of those challenges.
Excellent.
Wonderful.
So I feel like it's appropriate. Cheers, Peter, Linda. Thank you for having us to your home.
Thanks for being here.
So we've checked out the operations. I wouldn't mind if we just delved back into some of the challenges that you guys feel you're facing in this next phase.
Look, it'd be great to have just a further discussion around our distribution and where we sort of can grow the business throughout Australia.
From Nexba's perspective, we're a 12-year overnight story that's still cracking on and still scaling. I think the first 6 years of our business, we were really just testing and learning and cementing our proposition around naturally sugar-free. So I think if we think about the acceleration of our growth, it really came on from 2017 when we cracked our patent to be our Good Sweet, our unique differentiator that allows us to tackle categories with all natural, sugar-free, great taste.
Where does marketing and driving traffic? 'Cause I think about, when you're creating awareness, when you're creating customers going and asking for the product, how do you balance that?
So when we think about marketing spend, you've got your trade spend, which is what you're investing with the partners that help you get that distribution. And that shelf presence and standing out, that's ultimately the best place to invest to attract somebody to try your product.
One of our challenges that we've faced in the first 12 months is around the taste of kombucha and the perception that kombucha isn't a great tasting drink.
I think you're already heading in the right traction. It's focusing on the taste aspect. There's an alcohol component, so you're not necessarily no sugar, but you are not adding sugar. If I'm in your position of how do you stand out with the RTDs that you're versing, a lot of them are packed with sugar.
Yeah. In terms of the early days, how did you get people to taste your product?
A price promotion is effectively a way to get people to try your product. In the early days, it was going to all the trade shows to get that kind of awareness, but doing that in as low cost a way as you can be, because you can end up spending a lot of money at those as well.
Yeah. Tell me about your export strategy. So obviously you've created a great base here in Australia. Then what was the decisions then to then look into export and what markets?
I think for us, when we had done our first capital raise, we raised 6 million in our Series A capital raise, and then it was what is important for the next phase of our growth. And it was about proving international brand scalability. Lean into things like Austrade, because they genuinely can do research on who do you need to chat to. Thank you guys so much for hosting me at your home. It's been an incredible opportunity to learn more about Satan Sinner.
Appreciate your honesty and certainly, the secrets and the success that you guys have had is
incredible.
Very incredible.
Cheers to Satan Sinner. Thanks, guys. See you soon.
Yeah, absolutely.